What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with game number 2 between Alliance on the Radiant, Liquid on the Dire. It does say that Alliance have 2 games, but this is technically still the second game. Alliance had the 1-game advantage moving into this grand final series because they were in the winner's bracket. So if Alliance win this game, it's all over. Alliance win, Team Liquid still have to win 2 games if they even want to tie it up. So hopefully Liquid pulls something out of the bag. Last game, they were actually looking pretty good to take the game, but all it took was one poor fight in the mid lane. And then Alliance just snowballed, got kill after kill after kill, and Liquid just couldn't regroup and recover. They were quite shaken, and they pretty much just lost their entire game plan from there on out. So just one small screw up, costing them the entire game, or at least getting rid of their hold of the game. That's really what sealed the deal. Alliance gonna ban out the Keeper of the Light as well as the Life Stealer, so making sure that TC doesn't get that hero. It is going to let Liquid get the Chen and Shadow Demon over the Keeper of the Light, as well as the Keeper of the Light ban, as well as the over the Nyx Assassin. I'm sorry, they themselves banning out the Bat as well as the Wisp. Seen that from them before as well. And Alliance gonna go for the Magnus and the Leshrac. So Alliance already looking like they're going to go for some pretty heavy pushing. Magnus most likely going to go in the mid lane, but just the combination of Leshrac and Lone Druid alone is going to be enough to threaten Team Liquid's towers. With that Demolish as well as the Edict, if Leshrac of course does decide to level that up, then those towers from Liquid are not going to survive for very long, especially since Liquid don't really have much AoE control with the heroes that they have right now. They might have a couple points in Shadow Poison, which could draw aggro off the tower, but that's pretty much it. Chen, Shadow Demon, and Brewmaster, all rather defensive heroes, but not defensive like defend their towers defensive, like defend their teammates defensive. So if they get a fight, then Team Liquid will definitely have a lot of healing, disruption to buy heroes time, split from the Brewmaster, so he could be pretty much invulnerable for the duration of that fight. But when it comes to defending their towers, Liquid are going to need something that's a little bit more heavy duty, like get a little bit more AoE on there. I think the Clockwork for Bulba, probably the best bet there. The Brewmaster picked up in response to the Magnus to ensure that the mid lane goes well for Team Liquid. Generally, the Brewmaster versus Magnus lineup does result in the Brewmaster having a slight edge, especially if he gets a couple points in that Drunken Brawler to smack the Magnus around that much harder. Brewmaster, of course, has to worry about getting scared back into the tower, but if he manages his mana well, makes sure that he uses his clap effectively, then the Magnus should not have a winning lane in the mid lane unless he receives a lot of support. So S4 is going to have to worry about that lane going up against what's most likely going to be Korok's Brewmaster, Fluff's Chen, IX Mike, Shadow Demon also being picked up from the Liquid side. So, and they will have the Chen to give, again, a very defensive lineup for the Team Liquid side. But when you pick all these defensive heroes and all these heroes that really don't need that much gold experience, then I think Liquid are probably gearing up for something of like a very, very hard farmer, like a Faceless Void or an Anti-Mage for their carry pickup. Because Team Liquid definitely not going to run this in an aggressive fashion with a Chen and Shadow Demon. You could run with Shadow Demon, but Chen, aggressive tri-lanes with Chen most of the time don't work, unless you really know what the other guys are doing. But at this point, it's impossible to know that. Liquid instead going to ban out the Rubik as well as the Nyx, getting rid of the secondary Alliance support heroes. And yeah, so Liquid probably going to go for a very, very hard carry. Alliance still have yet to pick up their core carry as well, like for Loda. Lone Druid is probably going to go solo onto either the top or bottom lane, and then either way he should be fine because it is Bulldog's Lone Druid. So, but Alliance still are going to be looking for that hard carry as well. Gyrocopter still in the pool for Alliance, a very Loda-esque hero, the hero that he does like to run from time to time. Kind of different from the PA that he ran last game, but I gotta say the PA last game was influential, but he wasn't really the game breaker for Alliance. So maybe Loda will have a little bit more time to farm with something like the Gyrocopter, unless Liquid ban it out. But so far it looks like they're content with targeting supports. Gotta get rid of those play stuns I could set up for Leshrac. Vengeful Spirit might even be the ban out there, or more likely it's going to be Bane. Bane, Leshrac, miscellaneous hard carry like the Gyrocopter. That is a vicious kill lane. Now if they run Tri-v-Tri, then the Alliance are definitely going to win that, just because Liquid will have the Chen in the jungle, which Chen is definitely going to get farm in the jungle, but he won't be actively there to push and prod the play the damage race within that lane. Final ban from Alliance, once again, going to be targeting Bulba with the Darks here. So yeah, Liquid are going to have to look for a long lane hero. I think Weaver might be the best choice for them at this point. I mean, Bulba has played that very, very frequently. With the Darkseer, with the Darkseer banned out, with the Clock banned out, then there's really not that many great heroes left to go on that hard lane. I mean, they need a hard lane hero as well. They could just abandon ship, I suppose. The Nature's Prophet is also available, but again, that would really make Team Liquid a fairly soft lineup. Would give them even more pushing, which would be not a bad idea if they go full on into pushing. But I don't know if the Nature's Prophet is really the best hero to have right now, because Alliance, early game, if they do go for something like a Bane Gyrocopter, or, okay, I guess not Gyrocopter now, but then if they go for something like Bane and someone else, then they're going to need more high-impact heroes in the early game, and Nature's Prophet just isn't that hero. I mean, Weaver definitely can't really do it either, but he will be a lot more difficult for Alliance to actually nail down. So we'll see what Alliance want to do with their picks. One support, one carry. What's going to be Alliance? What is it going to be? Okay, it's an Alchemist now. There's a hero for Loda right there. And Unstable Concoction will set up for the Leshrax Split Earth. So now even Alliance could look for a dedicated jungler, possibly something like the Enigma. We also will have the Alchemist as well as the Magnus. So the Empower on the Alchemist, once he gets a couple points in his ultimate, yeah, it's going to be very, very dangerous for Team Liquid to get close to that thing. Because although one of the best counters to deal with that is just send him up in the air with the Brewmaster or disrupt him or something like that, they still don't really have any hard stuns to lock down the Alchemist and actually kill him. Aside from the Boulder and Chen's creeps, which when the Alchemist gets really big, those things are just not dependable. You need something that you can just say, okay, you stun him now, and then it stuns. They only have 3 seconds to pick something up that hopefully does that for them. It is going to be the Nature's Prophet pick, actually. So it looks like Liquid gonna go full aggressive, maybe, with the early mid-game pushing lineup. I mean, they'll have the Treants, and they don't really have much spell damage. So they're going to have to either play super, super defensively with the Nature's Prophet, farm up a Hand of Midas, try to survive. Oh, my door's opened. Shit. I'll deal with that after this draft phase. So they could either go super defensive, make sure the Nature's Prophet gets a Hand of Midas, make sure their upcoming hard carry gets a lot of safe farm, which it could work, but it's incredibly risky versus the late game of Alliance, Alchemist, Lone Druid with Magnus and Power. That's going to be a difficult task. Or Liquid could go for full-on aggressive, in which case they'll probably want to pick up something, well, the Leshrax's already out, maybe like a DK would be a good pickup to be aggressive towards those towers of Alliance and really just try to get their pushing down. And Alliance, they're going to go for the Ogre... I thought it said Ogre Mage. I was like, what? It's Ogre Magi. So, the Ogre Magi is going to be the final pickup from Alliance. Again, this is something that we've seen Alliance run quite a bit in the past. The Ogre Magi going to be maxing out the Bloodlust. Magnus going to be getting that Empower. And then Lone Druid or Alchemist, or both at the same time. You can run those spells on both of those heroes at the same time. They're just going to be tearing down Team Liquid. So Alliance with a very steroid-heavy strategy. How often do I get to say that, right? And it is going to be the DK from Liquid. Wow, I know Liquid so well. I'm like reading their mind. And you kind of do need a tanky hero to deal with the Alchemist and Lone Druid. So DK going to be the quote-unquote hard carry from Team Liquid. If you do get into a late-game slugfest as the DK versus the Alchemist and Lone Druid with Empower, with Bloodlust, most of the time you're not going to win. So DK really a quote-unquote carry hero that has a lot more power in the early mid-game when he's like impossible to bring down. When he has level 1, as soon as he gets level 3 Dragon Form, really, that's when he's at his prime. So we'll see if Liquid can actually get those towers down using the Treants, using the Chen creeps, as well as the level 1 Dragon Form from DK. If Alliance can weather that storm, then the later the game gets, the more it's going to benefit them. Bloodlust on top of the Chemical Rage, which already decreases his base attack time to an insane 1. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. It just means he's going to be attacking really, really freaking quickly. And of course, they will have the Bloodlust as well, giving another 50 attack speed plus that extra movement speed to stick on the targets. Late game, Alliance have this in the bag. There's no way that Liquid could actually win this if this game lasts for 45 minutes to an hour. Just because Alliance have the heroes that can take it into the late game. However, what Alliance do not have is a whole lot of lane control. They do have the setup Fire Blast, EGM stun, as well as Lotus stun. But aside from that, everyone's melee, so their poking really isn't that high. I guess Lone Druid has a little bit more to contribute in the range department. But Liquid, with the heroes that they have a lot more control over their lanes, and ooh, we see a very aggressive smoke. Let's go over who's playing what real quickly. EGM on the Leshrac, S4 playing mid Magnus, Aki support, Ogre Magi, Bulldog, Lone Druid, Loda on the Alchemist. On the Liquid side, we have TC on the DK, Korok playing the Brewmaster, going to go mid, Fluff jungling as the Chen, Ix Mike, going to be supporting as a Shadow Demon, and that leaves Bulba as the Nature's Prophet. We have the Bear scouting out ahead, and Aki leading the way, looking for a Fire Blast, but unfortunately for them, they just missed Korok. Oh, they're going to spot him. Korok, you are so freaking dead right now. Fire Blast to open up. Split Earth going to follow through. Potion as well. Korok is going to go down to Leshrac for first blood. Being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but then again, you never really would expect a level 1 smoke like that. But at the same time, a level 1 smoke is a great way of getting the edge. Especially, well, I mean, of course, because they actually got the kill. That's kind of a given, but just because they have so much stun on their team, as well as a lack of lane control, if you could get rid of the lane factor of it, like isolate out the creeps, then you could make kills happen without worrying about your real lack of lane control, just because you will be guaranteed to be at melee range. And wow, look at this gold per minute. That's absurd. It's dropping so damn quickly, though. My well-being. Leshrac, as well as Aki, though, looking for more blood in this mid lane. Korok is not going to be very happy about this. He was saving up for a quick bottle, and just that death set him back just a little bit more. He will not lose that much experience, although he does not have any vision of the enemies. Now Fluff in a little bit of danger as well. Will walk straight past an Alliance ward, and he will, it looks like, be safe for now. Ix Mike around in the jungle as well. Fluff and Stuff actually picking up a Harpy, so he wants to help Korok as much as he can in this mid lane. The idea of this being, you just take the Harpy, spam off that Chain Lightning. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage up front, but the more you cast it, and it has only 50 mana cost out of a 540 mana pool, you'd cast that so many times, actually bringing down the Spirit Bear, making it tough for Admiral Bulldog to do this de-warding, but he does, in the end, successfully manage to pull it off. But he will just use this Harpy, poke, burn all the mana, try to kill off this Lone Druid Bear. Not sure if he has enough mana. I think he should have enough mana to actually do it. Yeah, there you go. 100 Gs for Fluff, and now Bulldog in a little bit of trouble actually. A couple Chain Lightning casts, and Bulldog's going to go down, and the Harpy definitely has enough mana for this. He will be forced to salve up. That might keep him safe, although he could still keep chasing. He has 2 more Lightning casts, and that will do it, especially since this creep wave is chasing. Is he in range still? It's just going to be very close. Harpy, he will get it onto the Lone Druid, Fluff and Stuff, with the best creep in the game, Harpy Stormcrafter. Wow, getting a kill on the solo lane Lone Druid. In the meantime, bottom lane, Aki taking a couple hits from the tower, but he will lose the aggro to Loda, going super aggressive onto Bulba, who you can see the sprout animation down here. Was thinking of joining in to secure the kill onto Bulldog, but apparently he lost track of his lane in doing so. That will give the Alchemist a kill, and that's something that you do not want to have happen. Loda, already level 3, is probably going to go for his standard, 2 points in the Greevil's Greed, max out the Acid Spray, try to go for some pushing, or at least try to counter the pushing from Liquid with that Acid Spray. A great zoning tool, and although it doesn't do that much damage, like straight up, if you sit in it for too long, you will regret it. And TC's armor not really going to help him as much once that Acid Spray does get to a high level. That reduction of armor really going to hurt the DK survivability. So Loda is going to have free farm on this bottom lane. Already we see very aggressive pushing from the Liquid side. There is a Bear making things a little bit troublesome, but this is the resummon of Admiral Bulldog's Bear. Let's see if Fluff actually could block it enough to kill it off. The Satyr doesn't have as much mana as the Storm Harpy, or I guess as much usable mana as the Storm Harpy, so he won't be able to chase that down and kill it off. So they have to wait for the next creep wave, which will be in quite a while. Lone Druid's Bear still being a little bit of a nuisance, but TC is more than happy to tank this up. Has level 1 in the Dragon Blood, has a Stout Shield, who has a couple tangos left as well. This tower is as good as dead. We might even see this Bear drop if one more stack of Shadow Poison lands. It's going to land. Take it over. Take it over before Soul Catcher runs out. Oh, I don't think it would have been enough. About to take 80 damage. It actually tells you. I'd never realized. So he does take it out. Look at that. Now Lone Druid, complete without Bear. So Lone Druid's going to be unhappy, crippled in the lane. And that's going to give Liquid free reign over this tier 1 tower. Really, there wasn't much that Lone Druid could do about that anyway. But just not having that Bear in order to pull the creep wave like this, really going to make it difficult to do anything about that top lane. However, I think Alliance are going to be okay with that. EGM, has he picked up any points in Edict? He has not. Gone for the Lightning build instead to keep Bulba back. They will demolish this tier 1 on the bottom lane soon enough, whereas Liquid going for a very early game push versus the, with the Dragon. I would expect Fluff and Stuff to farm just a little bit more, and for TC to get to his level 6 mark before they really fully commit to a push. Now we have Fluff, who is really falling behind in the level department. You really want your Chen to be level 4, level 5 as fast as possible. Korok gonna run into 2 heroes. He can get stunned before he can get that clap off. Will get the clap off, but now Lightning as well as right clicks from EGM will kill him off. Shadow Poison stacks flying through, and Aki gonna get nuked down by Fluff, but here comes the mag. Instantly disrupted is the, I don't know who, Aki is in there. He will die, surrounded by creeps. Fluff and Stuff does have a Magnus right on his tail, though. Shockwave will kill him off. EGM now on the run. Bulba gonna kind of miss micro there a little bit. Leshrac with the Skewer up from S4 will kill off IX Mike. EGM with the salve will keep himself up at high HP. Now Bulba gonna get killed as well. Korok gonna teleport right back in. Wants to kill on EGM. He will get stunned, however. Still on the chase. Will be able to finish the deal. Chen's creep doing the job. Now the haze onto S4, slowing him down just a little bit. But Korok getting body blocked by his own creep. He will not be able to close this distance in time. And in the end, Alliance with a 6-3 advantage get a couple more kills on a Team Liquid than Liquid get onto the Alliance side. Ogre Magi went down, Leshrac went down, but they took at least 3 down with them. So already Alliance off to a strong start. Bulldog, though, still on the top lane, does have a bear resummon, but he's going to have to fight under the lack of safety of the Tier 1 tower, and TC is almost at that level 6 mark. Fluff and Stuff, though, as I was saying, he's a very low-level Chen. The reason you want to kind of delay the push on the Tier 1 tower is because there's really nothing that Lone Druid could do to save that tower. He could pull aggro, yes, but if you have two Chen creeps, the tower is going to go down one way or another. And he kind of delayed his core levels by going for that early game push. Yes, he did get a little bit more gold out of that, but you could have been getting, that gold was going to be yours regardless of when you got it. And the mech difference in like when he actually gets it, if he took the tower now or later, is very, very minimal. So, kind of surprised that Liquid is going to go for such an early game push. They still have to worry about Loda on this bottom lane, but TC also getting a lot of farm, especially with those towers going his way. The fight in that mid lane, very, very messy. Korok has finally hit the level 6 mark, but really hasn't really shut down the mag as much as I would really expect from a Brewmaster going up against the mag in this matchup. He will probably be able to get a kill onto S4 if he uses a split, but RP will make that very difficult to do so. Plus the Skewer. It's probably Korok who's going to be looking to snipe off some supports eventually. He does have a haste rune, which means that he could jump into the enemy jungle, but really, with Bulba abandoning that bottom lane, there's nothing that Liquid could do on the bottom half of the map. Everyone's going to go into the top half of the map, the jungle, try to survive in this area and just try to get a little bit more farm up. Bulba really doesn't have much either. 0-2-2. Him and Korok both have the same exact score, and with Loda having a very different score in the 101, 1200 gold on him is maxing out that acid spray as quickly as he can. He really wants to pressure these towers and force fights that Team Liquid, although I feel like they can defend, it's just going to be incredibly risky with the Fire Blast and Ogre Magi being a fairly decent early game spell. Very, very cheap, very, very nice stun to have. EGM with the level 3 and the Split Earth. This guy has levels, wow. As well as the, of course, Magnus with the Skewer Shockwave and the RP on top of that. And now Korok going to get RP'd, skewered straight back into the Tier 1 tower. Split Earth is going to cancel off that split from the Panda. And Magnus finds yet another kill onto Korok once again. This game going so well for Alliance thus far. I mean, Liquid's, their kind of pushing strategy so far isn't really coming into fruition. Dragon Knight has hit the level 7 mark, so he will be able to pop that green dragon form, put some acid on those towers, and try to take a couple tier 1s to get Liquid back into a good position in this game. But really, Nature's Prophet hurting on levels, as is the Chen. So they're pushing heroes, I mean, like, they're dedicated, quote-unquote, pushing heroes. Really not as strong right now as Liquid would really want. Chen, with the early game investment of his time, although he did get the kill onto the Lone Druid, he was nowhere near experience range for that. He did get the gold, of course, but really wasn't. I mean, it was definitely worth his time to shut down the Lone Druid, but it really hurt him in the experience levels per in the experience per minute game. Wow, talking is hard. But now we see teleportation in. Liquid, they want to get a tier 1 tower with Korok with the haste rune, feeling very secure. EGM, what are you doing there, bro? Clap, hit, and dodge Split Earth. Oh, he's actually going to get hit by the Split Earth, but EGM's probably going to die anyway. There you go. Korok going to finish that job. And now he wants more, actually. He's going to spot out Loda. Does have the split as well as another clap. He could actually dive this if he wants to. There's the clap. There's a split. Loda in a little bit of trouble. Boulder immediately, as well as the demonic purge from Ike's Mike. This is going to be a dead alchemist. Nature Prophet claiming that one. Teleportation coming in. It's going to be Aki, but he is now in trouble as well. Lifted up into the air before you get the fire blast off. Quick fingers from the Brewmaster. All the while, the other two heroes, Bulba as well as TC, going to bring down this tier 1 tower. So this is the pushing that Liquid were looking to make happen. Fluff and Stuff in the meantime will defend this mid lane. And Korok will survive that very aggressive dive onto Loda. But Liquid getting two much needed kills, as well as the kill on the tower. And with the Dragon form just about halfway through, they could even look to put some pressure on this tier 1 mid tower. Just putting 1 point of that, one attack onto that, as the Green Dragon will do so much damage to this tower, and he will make that happen. He'll get several attacks off, in fact. Or maybe just one. That works too. But 20 damage per tick, that's a lot of extra damage to bring down towers. So Liquid finally getting their pushing together after getting two very, very essential snipes on those key heroes. Of course, now they have to deal with Admiral Bulldog, who's finding a little bit of free time to farm, but they have 50 seconds where they could just relax, take it easy, try not to die, try to get that mech up. Fluff with those two towers down, as well as getting the early game kill. He's going to be well on his way to his mech, but still, he's only level 5. Really needs that third Chen creep in order to make these pushes, really at their fullest potential. Fluff and Stuff going to be looking for a couple of levels there. He will have to deal with this, however. He's not going into the jungle straight away. He's actually going to put his satyrs at the front lines, and he will feed them off, actually. Fluff and Stuff with an uncharacteristic loss of his creeps. I mean, there's really no great camps to clear anyway. Bulba mostly dealing with that. Disruption onto Admiral Bulldog, but he will be just fine. But yeah, look, Fluff not really finding the best creeps. Will find a Hellbear pretty good. Will find nothing useful here. Losing both of his creeps, that's really going to slow him down yet again. Although Chen, I mean, he doesn't really need too much to function correctly. He just needs to hit that level 7 mark, get that Hand of God. And then once that happens, a tier 1 tower in mid lane, as good as dead unless Alliance could land a magical RP. And S4, with the kills that he's getting, with the CS that he's getting, he's almost at his Blink Dagger. So it's going to be that much easier for him to actually land that magical RP. Grab a couple from the Liquid, ideally the Brewmaster right after he splits, deny him any chance of doing damage that way. Hopefully grab the Dragonite in the process. That could be a fight for Alliance, especially with the AoE that they do have. Split Earth, the level 4 Acid Spray, which will do some insane damage over time if the Liquid heroes are sitting stunned in an RP. So they do definitely have the AoE to clear out Liquid's side if it does come to a giant 5-on-5 engagement. That is if S4 can find his Blink Dagger before that happens, and he's on a clock right now because he does have rotation to deal with. He's so very close to his Blink Dagger. If Liquid can kill him off before he reaches this 2 more CS mark, that would be huge. S4 going to throw out a Shockwave, not get the CS there. He will barely find enough to get it. He will have it in 9 gold. He will claim the Blink Dagger. That was close. Liquid pressuring him, but just a little bit off target with that timing. Now the Blink Dagger is up on Magnus, and let's see if he's going to hide it. The Courier in a very bad position for that to happen. Bulba, though, in a lot of trouble. 2x multicast, Loda with the Chemical Rage, as well as the stun. Going to burn him down with the Acid. Bulba dies yet again on the bottom lane. He has gone for a Hand of Midas 12 minutes into the game, so he's going to try to recover using that item. But they will have to worry about this beefed up Alchemist with now a Shadow Blade on him. Gonna beat down this tier 2 tower with the Bloodlust with the base attack time. This is pretty much like, yeah, this is like 2 levels worth of Chemical Rage attack speed right here. Loda tanking the tower as well, but this will be a tower for Alliance, and Liquid, they're still content on trying to push this tier 1 mid tower, but through the lightning, through the shockwaves, Liquid, they are not able to form up a substantial enough creep wave. They're just going to go for it with a couple illusions. Teleportation around from Bulba, going to catch out EGM. This is going to be the death of Leshrac. But S4 still around, looking for an RP possibly. Although he doesn't have any heroes to support. Loda is still pushing the high ground, actually. Liquid are definitely going to get this tier 1, but this is going to be in exchange for pressure on the high ground. They got to teleport back like right now. They're actually losing these tower trades because Loda is relentless on this bottom lane. You have to shut down this Alchemist one way or another. And letting him farm like that is definitely not the best way to make that happen, especially when he's going to have Bloodlust on him. Already level 2. Aki, as well as the upcoming Empower from the S4 Magnus, going to make it very difficult for Liquid to deal with this Magnus, deal with the Alchemist. And they do have a DK who is going for a Shadow Blade of his own, which Just the difference in the timings at which these two heroes are getting their items, they're gonna give Loda just so much more of an advantage. Being able to channel that concoction, then run in, stun. That's a devastating combo. And Liquid, Chen's vulnerable to that, Bulba's vulnerable to that, Ike's Mike is vulnerable to that. And if there are additional chain stuns, then Brewmaster's vulnerable to that as well. Split Earth won't help him. Primal Split won't help him, sorry. Loda continuing to farm, and Liquid, they do have the dragon up in 30 seconds. Once they have that, they might want to look for a tower push. But again, pushing against level 4 Lightning on Leshrac, who I think it's a good idea to go for that Lightning Storm. I mean, Loda clearly has more than enough pushing power to deal with the creeps by himself and then go for the tower. So Lightning Storm just to have that counter push versus the Liquid creeps, the Treants, the Chen creeps as well. Really the correct choice for EGM to go for in this game. Him and Aki sitting in the mid lane. They look vulnerable, but really, multicasted Fire Blast into Split Earth and Lightning, that's a dead Shadow Demon or Bulba or worse. So these two heroes by themselves, I mean, they have some pretty good levels on them. If we look at the levels from Liquid, they're actually not too far behind. They've found a couple of their levels in these pushes. So the Alliance supports, yeah, not too far ahead of the Liquid supports. I guess it just feels like they've been having more of an impact in this game. S4 might be in a little trouble. TC might be looking for a Dragon Tail, but against the Blinking Magnus, it's going to be really difficult. He doesn't have any support, so he's going to fall back. And Liquid, do they have a Dragon Form? Yes, they do. They're going to give TC a little bit more farm, possibly want a Shadow Blade before they make the next push happen. But they're going to worry about this mid lane. Acid Spray already down, and these creeps are going to take a bath in that. Not a good place to take a bath, especially when that happens. And Splink to not skewer. He's going to get disrupted instantly. This is going to be probably a dead mag. The double collapse. He's going to try to skewer himself down to Roshan. He will do so, but Shadow Demon's poison will follow you there. Magnus going to die to, I believe, what was Demonic Purge. And Spike even picking up a Medallion of Courage, looking for as much early game as he could possibly get. Tower's going to be denied. It's actually a really big pickup for Liquid to get that tower denial. It will also get them access into that Roshan pit, knowing that S4's RP, the most dangerous teamfight spell that Alliance has, is down. And Alliance, although they do have a stacked Alchemist, you cannot take this many Liquid heroes. Acid Spray going to slow them down just a little bit. Might even deter them completely. Mech gonna pop off, and yeah, Liquid, they seem to be a little bit scared of fighting in this Acid Spray, as well they should be. The Acid Spray binds armor, though, will help them clear out Roshan a little bit faster, but Loda, Aki, S4 now back into this fight, looking for a good RP versus Liquid. Liquid are in a good position to deal with this, though. They're going to smoke up themselves. Korok in the front lines has to get the split off. We'll see the bear. The Treants, though, not spotting anything else. And everyone from Liquid, they go for a huge wraparound gank. Little do they know that the Alliance side is also smoked up. I think they should know, because the bear is attacking and nothing is there. It's kind of clear at this point. Korok looking for Blink Initiation. He's going to go for it. He's going to jump right into 3, instantly get the split off. This is going to be a beautiful fight for Liquid. Stunning up Loda as well. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's just on the run. S4 with the skewer, looking for an RP. Will catch TC as well as Bulba already. The disruption is going to keep the Dragon Knight alive, but Bulba is going to drop S4, taking a lot of damage on his way out. He will pop off magic charges and he will be fine. Bear sent up into the air by the Panda Split, but the Panda Split has since run out, and the Panda is going to kill off the Magnus. It is 1-for-2 trade for Liquid, but I feel like it should be a lot more right now. TC gonna get another Dragon Tail onto Admiral Bulldog with 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. He will pop one way or another. There he goes. Korok gonna give chase to Aki as well. Has Blink to a clap. Has the Haze as well. Aki gonna get Fire Blast onto Korok. He is going to have to run away from the Shadow Demon as well, though. The minus armor from the Medallion is gonna give Liquid yet another kill. EGM coming in as well as Loda, possibly gonna look for Korok, but Split Earth Lightning will kill him off for Fluff, sends him back. TC taking a good amount of damage as well. Loda still on the chase. Will pop his ultimate. Needs another unstable concoction. Like right now, Earn Charge onto Ike's Mike. Net gonna hold Loda out for just a little bit more. He will Shadow Blade up with the concoction. He's gonna get it onto Ike's Mike. This is gonna be a dead Shadow Demon. If he could throw it off, there it is. Ike's Mike gonna turn around and face his fate. He's gonna go down as well. Roshan's still alive at the end of all that. But at the end of all that, Liquid tie up the kill score 11-11. Take a look at these gold minute charts in just a little bit. We'll see really who got the benefit from that. Loda, did he die? I'm not sure if he died. I think he might have slipped out with the Shadow Blade. I know S4 died, I know Bulldog died, I know EGM died. Not too sure about Loda though. TC definitely still stayed alive, found enough money from that to get a Shadow Blade. But that was overall a pretty good fight from Liquid. The gold experience dipping a little bit down and then back in favor of Alliance. But yeah, in the end, it did favor Liquid that entire engagement. Alliance, though, going to try to jack this Roshan. Shadow Poison will make it very difficult for them to do so. Level 2 on that, and EGM going to get... Oh my god, multicast on the IX Mike. Split Earth. Shockwave going to be dodged by Disruption, but I don't like your chances, IX Mike. He's going to get everything off before he goes down, gets scared back. Lone Druid does pick up the HC Immortal, and as well as the last hit. Korok does not have Split. He's going to get stunned as well. The creep's doing a lot of damage in this pit, going to be enough to kill off the Magnus. But Loda on the high ground, going to shake up another potion, looking for Fluff or TC. Going to catch them both with the Split Earth as well. Lightning to fly through. Mech is going to pop, but the Aegis is going to bring someone back up alive. It's going to be Bulldog. Loda's still alive as well with the Shadow Blade. The Chen creep still doing so much damage with those claps, hitting so many people. Bulldog trying to teleport out, will not make it out due to Korok's blink into clap. Now EGM on the run, teleportation forward from Bulba, going to try to get a Sprout on him. There he goes. EGM is now as good as dead. And Liquid, in the end, they do give up the Roshan, so that's a lot of gold, a lot of experience for Alliance. They do get the give up the Aegis as well, but they instantly got rid of the Aegis, so I guess that's kind of a non-factor. As well as take a 1-kill advantage. So really, getting rid of the Aegis giving the Roshan up, but they got get rid of the Aegis, so I guess the Aegis part doesn't really matter too much. And they took a kill on top of that. That was without the Brewmaster split. Liquid taking a fantastic fight with that. Really, when everything was clustered in this pit, it was really Chen's creeps that was doing a whole lot of damage. These Hellbears, with their nuke, 150 damage in AoE, hit several targets multiple times with that. That is a lot of damage. That's really damage you don't expect to really be substantial in those fights when you pick up a Chen. It's not like, okay, we're going to have the Hellbear, and that's going to be our main source of AoE damage. That's not what you think, but in fact that is what happened, because with the curse onto Alliance's side as well, those Hellbears who are now dead did do a lot of damage in that fight. Spirit Bear with the Empower, with the Bloodlust, with the Drunken Haze though. Going to try to shut that down as much as they can. Tier 2 tower, I'm sorry, is in danger. They will have the Dragon Form in a little bit. Chen does pick up the tower through the Spirit Bear's attempt of denial. And Liquid, they take a kill advantage as well as another Tier 2 tower for them. Actually, the first Tier 2 tower for them. And did he just nuke down at Centaur? I feel like he probably would have enjoyed that. Maybe. Liquid possibly not done with this just yet. They're going to find a Centaur for Chen. They possibly go for Bulldog. Has finished his armlet. And the top tier 1 tower gets denied as well. Second tower denial from the Liquid side. So they're keeping Alliance down in the gold per minute chart through this. They're now going to start to accrue a gold lead, even through the Alchemist's Screevel Greed. That's impressive farming, impressive tower destruction from Team Liquid, and they're not looking to stop anytime soon. DK is almost at that level 16 mark, and once he has that, the fight just gets so much easier for him. He hit whoever he wants and hit a couple people in addition to that. But for now, still the level 1 Dragon Form. The 20 damage per second going to devastate these towers, and Betty's going to pop it right now. Yeah, go straight for the tower. Put that poison on it and just start going to work. Bulba going to send in some treants. Where is Fluff? Only has 1 creep this time, and S4 is right behind the entirety of Liquid. Korok's, though, hidden from sight. He's going to wait, bide his time, look for a clap. Oh, he's going to run into 2. Clap, and got to go right now. There's a stun. First stun, Split Earth, RP, going to get dodged because I expect disrupted him, and now S4 going to get stunned up by the Dragon Tail. This is going to be the Magnus dead. No Skewer is going to save him here. TC with the Dragon Tail securing that kill. Now the Brewmaster on the chase for EGM will stun him up. Bulba's here as well for the Sprout, walling off EGM's attempt at escape, or at least that path. Bulba can take a good amount of damage before he does get the kill, but Leshrac does go down. The Bear is going to survive that as well. Liquid lose IX Mike, but a clutch disruption. Actually, they might lose Fluff as well. Yeah, they're definitely going to lose Fluff as well. Goodbye, Chen. It was nice knowing you. But in the end, it is a 2-for-2 trade. The RP was expended from Alliance in exchange for the Brewmaster split. Beautiful disruption from IX Mike, saving, I believe it was the Brewmaster from that RP, which would have meant that Alliance would have just stomped their way through Liquid. But instead, the RP only caught 1 in the Shadow Demon, and Shadow Demon, that's pretty much what he's there for, to save his carries, and that's exactly what he did. Got a couple kills out of that, whereas if that didn't happen, that would have been Liquid on the floor dying. So, Liquid still maintain their 1-kill lead throughout that, although they do still have to worry about Alchemist. He's well on his way to his AC. And DK, I mean, he's going for a BKB. Would be a fantastic pickup for him to get that. But at a certain point, the Alchemist is just going to get so much farm that there's really nothing your DK can do about it except for try to kill everyone else. But Bloodlusted and Empowered, that Alchemist is getting to be really fearsome. S4 is actually going to have to start getting some better RPs, I gotta say. But he's Liquid making it very difficult for him to do so with their positioning right now. And I think Liquid are going to be okay with that team fight. Did bring the tier 2 tower down. Very low amounts of HP. Korok does not have a split. And S4 will have an RP in 5 seconds if Liquid stay around right here. Looking for the entangle. S4 looking for the RP as well. Oh, that was such an unfortunate timing for Alliance. If they just stuck around for another 5 seconds, if Liquid did, that would have been 2 down guaranteed. RP, Skewer back, TC Korok both dead. But now they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Chen now does have a 3 creep army. With Bear on the front lines, with the Bloodlust, with the Empower, and the Demolish. This tower is not long for life. There's so much stuff on the front lines. There's no way for Liquid to actually bust through this in a safe way. Bear taking a good amount of damage, but he will take out the tower with level 1 Edict, level 3 Edict actually. Wow, the Shrek really getting the levels. In the meantime, Bulba has been pushing down the bottom lane. Going to put some hurt on the tier 3 tower there. And going to teleport straight into EGM. And Aki Balls of Steel going to wall it off for Korok to blink through. Beautiful Sprout from Bulba. Now EGM going to get stunned up. Dragon Tail, and looks like it's not even necessary. They will take out the Leshrac. And now they want more. Loda is on the run. Does have Shadow Blade, so it's going to be hard to catch up to him. Although TC has a Shadow Blade of his own. Is there any True Sight? Sprout going to miss. Sentry Ward going to reveal the fact that it did miss. Huge army of creeps behind them. But a couple stacks of Shadow Poison clapping a couple times. And the Breathe Fire going to demolish that creep wave. Now Liquid with a lot of momentum on this lane going to go for this tier 1 tower, for this tier 2 tower. S4 does have an RP, but I think at this time Korok, yeah, he does have his ultimate in response. Bulba gets sent back to the base, but he will have that teleportation as well as the Wrath of Nature if things get hairy. Loda gonna get stunned up by a Centaur. The tower is going to get denied by the Alchemist, so Alliance finally finding their denial on the tower, whereas Liquid have already found 2 of them. But regardless, the tier 2 tower is down, and Liquid, they're playing their pushing strategy pretty much exactly as they wanted to right now. Took a little bit of a slow start to get there, but now DK with the gold that he's getting, BKB Shadow Blade, and he's at level 14, so level 15 is going to be level 2 Dragon Form, level 16 is going to be level 3 Dragon Form, and the Blue Dragon going to put some hurt on the Alliance side. And if Liquid can continue to find these picks before this fight happens, if Bulba continue to find those beautiful Sprouts, I mean, that Sprout blocking off EGM from using this passageway for Korok to get that blink in, that was just brilliant. That was a beautiful Sprout right there. I really gave them enough momentum to take out that tier 2 tower, even though it did get denied. So Liquid, they have their dragon up in another 5 seconds. Are they going to go for the top lane? I feel like that would be the easiest thing for them to accomplish. They have to deal with Loda, who's going to be pushing out that bottom lane, but yeah, Bulba's already going to start to put out some pressure onto that top lane, as is Fluff, and really everyone from Liquid. Going to move on to the last tier 2 tower. But at Alliance, maybe going to look to intercept them a little bit early. Yeah, they're going to look to catch them right here. Certainly would be a surprise for Liquid. Loda being bait, and it's working as well. Gonna take a Dragon Tail, but they don't have enough damage to bring him down. Korok can jump in, but there's the RP onto TC as well as Korok. TC gets saved with the disruption, but Korok does not get a split off. TC's gonna burst right down there with the BKB. Will bring down S4, but Loda still very, very healthy. Aki gonna get stunned up because of that Dragon Tail, but now TC has got to fall back. Bulba getting worked over by Admiral Bulldog. Stun keeping him alive. We'll get sent back to the base by Chen, but now Chen in a little bit of trouble as well. Has the Alchemist right on top of him. Dragon Tail as well as Curse onto Loda. We'll slow him down. EGM, let me focus. Korok going to return to this fight. Going to get the split off finally. Bulldog on the run. 4 stacks of Shadow Poison will burst him down. Loda is also going to try to hide in the trees. Aki on the run from a whole bunch of trees as well. The nukes from Chen will be enough. Needs a little bit more. We'll bring down the Alchemist. But it's going to be the Ogre Magi who survives, and Liquid extending their kill lead. Wow, that initiation on Alchemist, I mean, that was exactly what Alliance wanted. They wanted the Alchemist to take the brunt of that. Like, Liquid burned so much in order to get that done. And on top of that, Alchemist killed off the Brewmaster, but instant buyback, instant teleportation in, and now TC gonna have his level 3 Dragon Form available for him. Tier 2 tower is gonna drop, and Liquid gonna put a little bit of hurt on the tier 3s. Not engage too much, I suppose, but just send the treants in. Try to put as much damage as they can onto the tower with the double damage Brewmaster. But wow, that fight I feel really should have been Alliance's, but just having so many melee heroes, once again, it's going to be hard for them to catch up with the Shadow Blades, with the drum mobility, with the Blink Daggers, all of that, really making it difficult for Alliance to stick on their targets. TC getting a good amount of damage, and Ignite even being picked up at this point from the Ogre Magi, but everyone from Liquid is going to escape successfully with the exception of a couple of Chen creeps. That's going to be okay for them. And Lions lose their last tier 2 tower as well as another team fight. And Liquid looking incredibly good this game, especially with that level 3 Dragon form now picked up. DK just got such a huge increase in power. I mean, he's already doing some pretty good damage with that Poison Dragon, but just having that ability to slow on every hit, that's a free IF Scotty right there, as well as half splash. That's absurd. That's an absurd amount of damage coming out from the Dragon Knight himself. And with the BKB, if he gets disrupted again by IX Mike and saved from the real threat, which is the stun time after the RP, then DK is going to pop out of that disruption with the Dragon form active, with the BKB active, and then just go to town on Alliance. And Alliance, if they do burn the RP and he gets disrupted again, then the only thing that they have to deal with this DK is going to be the Entangle. And he can still attack through the Entangle. IX Mike, I don't know what you're doing there. Oh my god, he remained hidden. That was magical by him. I don't know how the hell he did that. Roshan going to be attempted by Alliance, and look at this attack speed from Alchemist. This Roshan is going to drop so very quickly due to the minus armor. Wow. Liquid not even with enough time to react. Alchemist gets a double life. And now Alliance, they're pissed. What is going to be their target objective? Looks like it's going to be to clear out their waves first of all. Their momentum not going their way at all because of this Nature's Prophet ultimate, making it so rough for the lanes to stay in Alliance's favor. With the Aegis on the Alchemist, I mean, Liquid struggled to bring down the Alchemist once. When they have to deal with two of them, I don't know. Level 3 Dragon form might be able to do it. But still, Chen, hurting on the levels, has yet to pick up the level 2 in the Hand of God. Would like a couple points in Penitence as well. The damage amplification is very, very nice. We do have a large wraparound gank going to run straight into Bulldog's Bear, and then Admiral Bulldog himself, TC, going to find him. There's the blink clap from Korok. TC's going to get entangled right off the bat and going to pop the BKB for this one, actually. The Blue Dragon now going to go to work, but there's a 3-4-man RP. The split does get out, however, and the Hand of God does get out as well. There's the Alchemist going to get disrupted. Aki going to try to get his way out of there. Bulldog has gone down. Sent up into the air is the Alchemist. Now he's going to land straight into a Dragon Tail. Loda can try to fight his way out, however, I don't like his chances. Does have a little bit of support in these mag. He's going to bring TC down with him, but now TC can go to town on that mag. Force staff out from S4. Dragon Tail going to cancel out the TP. S4 going to trade his life in order to save the Alchemist. The Alchemist, though, had the Aegis, so I think Alchemist probably would have gotten out there regardless. And Liquid take a couple more kills. IX Mike being the only one to die. There's just so much tankiness on the Liquid side. The split also getting out right before the RP lands. And now Liquid, they're going to look for Aki. Are they really going to dive this? They're going to, I don't know where they're going. They're going to go for the weakened tower. Fortification going to slow this one down. Liquid looking to take some Raxes right now. Not looking good for Lions. Stun onto TC. The end Korok both, but a Hex picked up by Bulba. Will shut down Loda for just a little bit more. Multicast will bring down the DK, and they don't have any way of getting him back in this fight. EGM on the front lines with the Pulse Nova, with the Lightning to kill off Korok as well. Just cast Lightning, cast Lightning. The Lightning will not be casted. Why do you know cast Lightning? Chen trying to send him back, but won't be in time, and now Chen going to split up with Bulba. That's going to be the death of the Chen as well. And the Multicast really sealing the deal onto that DK. Fluff and stuff trying to run. Will not be able to make it happen. Liquid get the tier 3 tower, but Loda gets a double kill in exchange for that. Alliance finding a couple kills, and really, the DK, he's tanky, yes, but that multicast, that hurts. That hurts. The level 2 multicast, and I believe that was an X3. I'm pretty sure that was an X3. So, yeah, BKB not up. There's nothing you can do about that except for just sit back and take the magical damage. They did take the tier 3 tower, and that means that the Raxes are now vulnerable, but they do still have to deal with this incoming push from Alliance. RP available from S4, and Split probably not available. Will be available by the time they get to the base. Oh, Radiant's Courier, Bulba with the snipes. BKB, is it up on Alchemist? No, it's not. He went for Heart. But Alliance, they're knocking on the front door of Liquid. They will have, Liquid will have their full power available for this fight. Still having to deal with a Spirit Bear, with the Bloodlust, with the Empower is very, very difficult. They will be able to curse him up, and it looks like Alliance with no Aegis to fall back on. They're going to fall back, instead going to go for the tier 2 top lane. Go for a little bit more of a guaranteed, safer gold income there. And Liquid, they're completely spotted out by Alliance. Korok going to get split immediately, get the rock onto Aki. They're going to chase this one down. This probably isn't the best fight that Liquid want to take. They're so scattered right now. Korok is so far ahead of all of his teammates. Now, Loda going to go to town onto IX Mike. 3 hits. Dragon Tail is going to slow him down, but look at this damage from TC. There is no damage from TC. Loda's going to win this man fight. In the meantime, Korok gonna try to bring down a couple, but here comes S4 with the empowerment to Loda, cleaving through with Fluff and stuff, cleaving through TC. Here comes Korok, will bring down the Alchemist. TC actually gonna barely escape. No, the bear does shut him down in the end. Korok, though, getting bashed up, getting entangled as well. He has Bulba to support, but that's about it. Aki just sitting at the sidelines, looking for Arcane Boots for another stun. Will find onto Korok, and Korok, with the evasion, is slowly getting out of there. He will, in the end, escape if he just runs right now. The bear slowed down because of the clap, as well as that haze, making it so very difficult to do the damage. Now Bulba can teleport forward, looking for Aki. The Hex, will it be there? The Hex is not going to land. And Liquid lose 3 actually in exchange for 3. Still maintain their kill advantage, but we can see TC is getting to that point where he is kind of, I mean, he's doing the damage, definitely, he's doing some damage, but Alchemist was pretty much regenerating as fast as TC was doing the damage. And with Acid Spray reducing the armor, with the Heart making Alchemist that much tankier, with the Chemical Rage now level 3, TC really struggling to do enough damage. He's going to go for Mjolnir, which will be blocked pretty much completely once the Alchemist gets a BKB, if he does decide, of course, to go for that BKB. I feel like it'll be a good pickup. Then DK is not really going to be doing enough. He really needs something that has plus green numbers to it. And Maelstrom, it has plus 24 damage, some attack speed as well, but really it's the lightning that increases that makes it a real great choice. He needs something that gives him plus damage, like an MKB or a Daedalus or something. If he'd crit on top of those splashes, that's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage he's putting out, but right now, he's not going to go for that. Unfluff in the worst possible position. He's as good as dead. Goodbye, melee range skewer. Sealing the deal there, and Alliance with, I believe, a golden experience lead. Yeah, with experience, definitely. Bear on the front lines. This bear has so much stuff on him. Drunken Haze going to help out just a little bit. Sprout as well. Could they actually bring down this bear? Bulba doing some pretty heavy damage, but the tower does go down. Disruption onto the Alchemist. He's going to pop out, face a couple of himself. Korok going to jump right in for the split, looking for a Dragon Tail. Going to land onto EGM, but he is in that Ghost Scepter form, so he can't do anything about it. Alliance going to have Loda send up into the air. Aki going to drop, be the first one to do so as well. Bulldog now on the run. Loda stuck in the Sprout. He will be stunned up again and again, but there's so much health on him, they cannot do enough damage to bring him down. Split Earth now onto TC. He's going to get disrupted, but he's not long for life. Korok going to return back to his panda form, going to try to look for Loda. Aki's is nowhere to be found. S4 RP was cancelled because of the Blink Dagger being cancelled by Chen's creeps. Well done by them, but in the end, Liquid, they're bleeding heroes right now, and Admiral Bulldog is still very, very healthy on the front lines. Loda is going to regenerate up so very quickly, almost at full HP. Going to pop up his ultimate once again, wants to go for Ix Mike, wants to go for the Raxes. RP onto 3, that's going to be it. Loda's getting 3-man stun as well. Instantly, EGM pops a triple kill with one Split Earth, and Bulba's going to buy back, but these Raxes are going to go down. That RP from S4 is so patient in waiting for it. Well, really, he had a Hell Bear on his ass. He couldn't get that Blink Dagger to pop even if he wanted to. The melee Raxes, range Raxes, both taken, and now Alliance going to look for a secondary set of Raxes. This is just so reminiscent of game number 1, skewering back the Lone Druid, the Nature's Prophet as well, into the clutches of the huge bulk that is the Alliance side. And with 2 Raxes down, it is not looking good for Liquid right at this moment. They're not going to tap out just yet. They do still have the opportunity to go for a Doom push, but with this Alchemist being this stacked, this tanky, he's sitting at, what, when the Rage pops off, that's 3,700 health, 3,600 health, with so much armor, plus the regen on top of that. So effectively it's like, what, 4,500 health with the regen factored in, because he's not taking enough damage to get bursted down. Liquid need more damage right now, and they just simply don't have the damage. I mean, with the heroes that they have, Shadow Demon, he's not a damage-dealing hero. Chen, at this point, he's definitely not a damage-dealing hero. And although Bulba, transitioning to a little bit of that damage roll, really, really not doing enough to burst down that Alchemist. TC simply does not have enough either. So Liquid definitely have a lot of control. I mean, they have the evasion from the Brewmaster, as well as that mischance to slow down the damage output from the Alchemist, from the Bear. And they have the Cyclone from the Storm Brewmaster aspect as well. But at a certain point, you can only stall so much because you can't kill the enemies. Your damage output just simply is not high enough. Liquid going to look for one more Doom push. This is going to be their last attempt at this. If this doesn't work, then the mid lane's going to be pushing in, the bottom lane's going to be pushing in, and Alliance can take the tier 2 tower on the top, slow push that lane out. You can see the Bear picking up an MKB on the Spirit Bear. And now Alliance, they're going to try to finish this with a decisive strike. Aghanim Scepter up on the Leshrac, and S4 leading the way with his Blink Dagger. He's going to be chasing after another smoke. And it looks like he might catch off Fluff. Although everyone from Liquid actually heading up towards the top lane. They do have Raxes available on the top lane. And they're going to get initiated upon. EGM on the front lines. Loda should be in the front lines. Or someone other than EGM going to get revealed. And now they're going to spot out Fluff. He's going to get stunned immediately with IX Mike. If they could take these two heroes down, that would be huge. They're both going to survive, it looks like. Disruption onto Fluff. This Brewmaster does get a split off. TC going to pop his BKB. Get straight into that fight. There's the RP, though. Going to catch so many creeps, so many things with the Brewmaster and Loader sitting in the middle. Going to town. Will kill the Brewmaster through the split. EGM going to survive TC's onslaught. And that's going to be a team wipe. GG has been called by TC. An Alliance with a rather disappointing grand finals. You would like to see it go all the way to game number 5. Is going to be ended in game number 2 with Alliance taking the set 3-0 and winning the Premier League Season 4. After all that play, it's finally going to culminate in the victory of Alliance. Looked very good the entire game. First known as No Tide Hunter, now with their transformation to Alliance, sealing the deal on this tournament. And these two teams are both going to be at TI3, so very much so looking forward to that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this entire tournament cast. The TI3 qualifiers coming up, going to be casting some of those Bulldog with Shadow. Going to be casting some of those games as well. I do have some exciting news that I will be posting, and I'll try to get just a little bit more information to you guys about what's going to happen in the coming days of the channel. Probably in a video that I'm going to be uploading later today, actually. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for your support. I do love how many comments I get, the likes, the subscribes, all of that makes me so very happy. And, yeah, I hope you guys will continue just supporting me. We'll be moving on to bigger and better things, but for now, this is going to close the book on the Premier League Season 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. GG. GG! That needs to be louder. Whatever.